Dodgers legacies on the line. As we've been talking, the Dodgers have had one World Series win in the 9 years that Andrew Friedman has been the general manager, and one World Series since 2012 when Mark Walter, Magic Johnson, and company took over as owners. Which I would believe that most of us would go, are you crazy? Only one? When we traded for Hanley Ramirez, and we traded for Adrian Gonzalez, and we signed Zach Greinke? One? Yes, one. So the first guys that have legacy, that really to go, how is Los Angeles and Dodger fans going to think of Mark Walter and the ownership group? Did they do enough at the right time? Could they have kept Zach Greinke? Things like that. Why did they dip under the salary cap, under the luxury tax after 2017 when they had lost in 7 games to the Houston Astros? As we know, they were cheating, but still, they still lost. That's what the record books show, and they should have won that one. So they came into 2018 making salary moves. Okay? So, did they do enough at the right time? Good question. Their legacy, Mark Walter and the Guggenheim Group's legacy for Dodger fans and the city of Los Angeles is, in some ways, it's on the line. Dodgers need to win some World Series. Andrew Friedman, again, 9 years, 1 World Series. Who thought there would just be 1 World Series for this man with the Dodgers? Amazing. He's made so many amazing moves, yet it hasn't come together near enough. In the last 5 years, there's been 3 first-round playoff losses. Come on, man. Unacceptable. He said it himself. Organizational failure. The dude is a candidate for the Baseball Hall of Fame someday. He doesn't get in with 1 World Series, I don't think. He gets 2, he's in. Speaking of almost this, it's parallel, just 1 year's difference. Dave Roberts, who a lot of his legacy, people go playoff mistakes, and he's had some big ones. I'm not even going to go over the list right now. It just hurts my head. But he's also been very successful as a manager, accumulating an amazing amount of wins. I thought he did a really good job in 2023 during the regular season. But your legacy for a manager, a lot of it is based on postseason. And I saw a tweet earlier, I think, from Mike Whitman. Doc has 2 more years on his contract. If he doesn't get a World Series win within the next 2 years, maybe it's not renewed. He gets another World Series, he's probably in the Hall of Fame because he's going to have a great winning percentage and at least 2 World Series at that point. Yeah. And I contend, if Bruce Bochy was the manager of the Dodgers from 2016, actually 2015 when they should have fired Don Mattingly before that, from 2015 to now, they would have 3 World Series wins. That's what I'm saying. And then the players. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, face of the franchises. They were really bad in the postseason with a combined 1 hit. The only thing that we remember, I think, from 2023 is probably that stupid Freddie dance. Rest in peace to that dance. Good night. win some baseball, win some World Series. I'm not worried about little gimmicks like that. I know teams got to have their thing. Kind of like the choo-choo train, better, much better. But yeah, Mookie and Freddie. I know they both have World Series. They both have MVPs. But their legacy in Los Angeles, I think they're both in the Hall of Fame, by the way. I think they're pretty close to sure things. But their legacy as Dodgers is questionable right now. People are going, what happened? Why is Mookie bowling? Why is, Freddie always so happy? Why, or during everything, they just wilted in the playoffs. The next one, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is quite possibly, and it won't even be time, I'm not going to time box it. He could be considered overall the greatest player of all time. A lot of people say it's Babe Ruth because, well, he hit a ton of home runs and he was a great pitcher. And he did it both for quite a while. Shohei Ohtani just needs to do it for a bit more, but he also needs to get into the playoffs, which he should really early. Needs to perform like he did in the WBC and help lead this team to a World Series and justify a $700 million commitment. I know there are all sorts of things with deferrals and all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's $700 million. For what, 460 or something in today's money. That's a lot of money, a lot of commitment. There's such a strong commitment or strong contract that if Mark Walter or Andrew Friedman leaves or fired within his contract, he can opt out if he wants at the end of the year. So there's a lot on him. And of course, last but not least, Yoshinobu Yamamoto has signed the biggest overall money pitcher's contract in the history of Major League Baseball. 12 years, $325 million. Breaks Garrett Cole by $1 million. Has opt-outs. Has some $50 million bonus. Another $50 million plus in posting fees. So that's a lot. A lot on him. A lot of shine on him about how good he is. And so there's going to be a lot here. And if he comes in and does what is expected, he will become a legend in Los Angeles and Japan. Ohtani's already going to be bringing a ton of extra Japanese fans. He will have maybe even a Fernando effect. There's not near as many Japanese as there are Latinos. But he's going to bring in a lot. So that's the guys that I think are the legacy, people that have their legacy on the line in the next few years.